Memorial Day weekend, Jeremy. Here we go. Friday is just about 45 minutes away.
Well, one good piece of advice for those campers is that they won't need the canopies to shield themselves from the rain tomorrow. Looks like a primarily dry day unless you live in Union and Snyder counties. Otherwise, everybody's remaining dry for your Friday. Could even see some peaks of sunshine. Saturday, totally different story. We're going to have widespread rainfall, but it doesn't matter if you get the rain or not here in the backyard. We have our backyard frog in the pond. He doesn't care if it's raining or it's clear. He's out no matter what. I'll show him at the end of the forecast. Control room, if you could work with me later on, that would be really cool. Let me show you those rainfall amounts today. Not much, just a few hundredths of an inch, up to a tenth of an inch nearly in Pottsville. That's where you had those persistent drizzles a large part of the morning and into the early afternoon. Now we just have the persistent cloud cover, but it's thinning, and we're able to actually see the first quarter moon in the sky. We're actually noticing some significantly clearing skies out in Potter and Tioga counties. And that's because the stationary front is slowly meandering towards the south. Now, this is the same front that brought us the storms and showers yesterday. Now it's stalling out, and it's causing pretty persistent rainfall over the mid-Atlantic states. As this stationary front lingers, it brings us cloud cover pretty much all day tomorrow. But it's sagging slowly and slowly towards the south, giving us a bit of a clearing tonight further north and west. That will cool off things, specifically for Potter and Tioga counties. That's where you could see the upper 30s. The rest of us in the 40s as overnight lows. But I want to also direct your attention to this low pressure system. You see all this moisture kind of nebulous in the mid section of the country, from the northern plains all the way down to Texas. This is going to start rotating around this central area of low pressure and ride up the stationary front, giving us quite a boost of moisture throughout our Saturday, and it looks pretty widespread and persistent, a steady rainfall all day on Saturday. Now, one good piece of advice here is that we think that there will be a bit of a clearing on Sunday afternoon, maybe even some peaks of sunshine. So it's not a complete washout of a weekend. You can still eke out some outdoor time, I think, on Sunday. Temperatures today were quite chilly. We were in the 60s. We're supposed to top out at 74 as a high. We were about 11 degrees below average today in Scranton. Of course, this is a big shock to the system after the 90s we had at the beginning of the week. 64 was the high in Williamsport. Now we're 52. Same here in Scranton. 40s for Bear Creek Township and Lopez. We're already down to 44 in Mansfield, 42 in Cherry Springs State Park. Those are two locations I think will get down into the 30s tonight. Even Lopez could be right around that 39, 38 degree mark. But everybody else expect temperatures in the 40s tonight. Off to school or work tomorrow morning. It will be a little chilly. Just have the extra layer handy. We didn't have too much of a spread in temperatures. Started off the day at 52, ended off the day at 52, and in between we got up to 63, which is only about an 11 degree spread. So not much temperature change throughout the day. Tomorrow, similar story, starting off in the 40s, getting up to the 60s, and on Saturday, I hardly want to say it, but some spots will stay in the 40s all day further north. We're cool tonight compared to 24 hours ago, 5 to 10 degrees cooler in Williamsport. And as that low pressure system takes shape, see how it pushes all of the moisture into the mid-Atlantic and then into the northeast. New England also going to see this rainfall. Entering Pennsylvania late Friday night into early Saturday morning, but watch how long it lingers. Stays through Saturday morning, stays through Saturday afternoon, stays through Saturday night, starts to thin out Saturday night into Sunday morning. But watch what happens Sunday afternoon. See that big clearing? Could get a peak of sun here and there. It might be dry later on Sunday. And then for Memorial Day Monday, we could have some wraparound shower activity, but partly sunny skies in between. So here's how I see the next 24 to 48. Clearing skies further north and west could push temperatures down into the 30s. Then headed into your day on Friday, we might have that milky, muted, filtered sunshine throughout the afternoon, especially further east. Clouds fill in throughout the afternoon. First rain showers further south and west around 9, 10 o'clock. Take note of that if you live in Union and Snyder counties and you have Friday night plans. But the real showers don't overspread the area until Saturday morning. Some downpours possible Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, even downpouring overnight further east Saturday into Sunday. But we get that clearing Sunday afternoon. Could be a few breaks in that cloud cover as well. Rainfall amounts expected to be about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches in those isolated spots, but it will be quite a rainy day on Saturday and will really bring those rainfall amounts up, which we need because some of our area is in a drought. You could always stream us free on the WNEP app. There's your 7-day forecast. Temperature slowly warming as we head throughout the Memorial Day weekend. And by next week, we're back up into the 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. Scott, can you see Soggy here in the backyard?
Oh, that's soggy.
Yes, we have Soggy and Sprinkles. Sprinkles spends a lot of his time in the bottom part of the pond, but it's great that we get Soggy on camera tonight.
And great that he's watching the 11 o'clock news, as all
He's an informed
intelligent
viewer,
frogs
Scott.
should.
He's an informed viewer.
I like to see that.
And that's what we're going to have on Saturday, soggy conditions.
Just the way you segued into that is breathtaking.
Why, thank you. You do a lot of that yourself. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
Jeremy.